rolling Read 'em and Weeb in 5, 4, 3, 2.
You're not the only special one around here.
Been a while since I flipped my switch on.
I need to fight him, and you can't talk me out of it.
Let me see what you got.
I'm about to kick your ass.
I can't allow myself to get beaten by someone.
So something I noticed about my versions, right, of the books, at first they were lining up so every 2 volumes of mine would be every 3 of yours.
Right.
Now, I'm reading 2 volumes plus a chapter. So somehow they've
Not somehow. They
added
probably
an extra chapter somewhere along the lines, so that now I'm reading technically 2 books and a chapter of the next third volume. So that was annoying to find out. Because I just had to open the book and read one chapter and have to stop, even though it's getting to a really good part.
Yep.
So,
God, it's so fucking good.
oh yeah, where does this part end for you?
That's a great question. This first volume actually isn't. Oh no, it's this ends at Bradley meeting Greed.
I fucking love this part.
Oh, it goes to the reveal. Oh shit! I kind of want to start with that.
Okay, so we can finally talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bradley, King. Sorry, my bad. Fuhrer President King Bradley is a homunculus. He shows he has the all-seeing eye or whatever. He's like Odin. That's so fucking. It's
cool.
such a sick reveal.
He's like, hey, Greed. Because it is funny, like, because
The ultimate shield, the ultimate spear I have, the ultimate eye or whatever. Yeah, the ultimate eye.
the Byakugan. I Sharingan.
Pink eye.
You. Stop.
I can't. Oh, my shield doesn't protect against that. Poison damage.
Telling Dad.
Telling father.
Telling father. Father. So the
We also just should talk about Greed, probably.
yeah, Greed. Oh yeah, we met Greed at the end of the last episode, but sorry, but like it's overshadowed by the fact that the Wrath reveal is super cool.
Yeah.
We don't know he's Wrath yet, but
We learned this session.
context clues. But
No, there are no context clues to figure out which one he is.
I mean, if there's 7 deadly sins, we're only missing Wrath and Pride.
Well, and Sloth at this point.
No, at this point.
I
But
guess he's clearly not Sloth. I would have pegged him for Pride.
no, yeah, I could see that. Yeah. So what I really like about this part, and had we not, been experienced with Full Metal before, this reveal actually genuinely is surprising,
It was the first time. The first time this was such a fucking. I was like, what the fuck?
Whoa.
Because he's been shady. Like that's his thing. You're like, what's up with?
But I remember reading
President King Bradley.
Yeah, but I always imagined he was shady because he was part of the government.
Yeah, turns out he's also evil.
Yeah,
I would never have guessed.
Yeah,
Someone in the government evil? No.
what I really like
Say it ain't
is
so.
what I really like is the you're fucking distracting.
Isn't that why I'm here?
Yeah. What I really like is before this happens, he gets interested in meeting their teacher because Ed brings her up and
In passing.
and he thinks he's like, oh, if you have a teacher and you're really good at alchemy, they must be even better. I want to meet them.
Which shows that they don't know. They don't have a connection between people who have seen the truth and, or just in general, they don't have a connection on people who have seen the truth.
Yeah.
So, begs the question, why was fucking, I almost called him Flame Man. What's his name?
Roy.
Why was Mustang, thank you, sent to see Ed?
So, I was thinking about that too. My interpretations of it is because from what we see from Roy, he's very good at, his team is really good at hearing information, rumors that pop around. They get back to him. He wants to check it out. I think after what happened in their small community, rumors started to spread. Somehow gets to somebody on Roy's team. Roy gets interested. I'm going to go check this out. That's my thought process. So I don't think necessarily...
Why did your President King Bradley show up? I guess it is just the spectacle of a 12-year-old taking a test. Or something.
And the only, Ed and Al would be the only two of the 5. Or, sorry, spoiler.
5 what? What are you talking about? There are 5?
I'll cut
what?
that out. Ed and Al would be 2 people. I can't even fucking talk about this, actually.
Well, yeah. Well, this whole thing is based on a spoiler.
Yeah. You're right.
Oh, actually, no, it's not, because we know that they need sacrifices. We already know that.
Yeah. So whatever their sacrifices is, we can imagine that Ed and Al... Shut the fuck up, brother.
I'm not saying anything.
Whatever these sacrifices are for, I imagine Ed and Al are important for some reason, and that they...
It's probably because they're Hohenheim's kids, but...
Okay, fine. Fuck it. Rip the Band-Aid off.
Sorry, you're just struggling, man.
Oh, we brought up Hohenheim already, actually.
Yes, because they brought up Hohenheim.
Yeah. I imagine, if I'm reading this for the first time, that would be the reason
Well, we wouldn't know
to keep
that.
tabs on them.
We wouldn't know that.
Yeah, this is just my theory. I don't even think I know for sure.
As in retrospect, there is a very weird reason why they're there. Obviously, it's because of plot reasons, but because the plot has to go forward with the main characters, obviously. But
yeah, it's really strange because every other part of the story has been very tightly knit.
Yeah, this one is like, man, paper says 34. This guy's 13, 12, 12.
He would have been 12 at the time.
Yeah, he's almost 16 now.
Yeah, very small. I love fuck, we're not here yet, actually. Never mind. I love Greed.
Greed is so sick. Greed is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another thing I want to point out, this fucking writer is so good at making the villains, him specifically, Greed, lovable. Or
Even the Chimeras too.
the Chimeras, the fucking Barry the Chopper.
I fucking love Barry the Chopper.
So spoilers, in the next few volumes we talk about Barry the Chopper. And he's just a great guy. Like wrong. Oops. He's so fun.
Even in what we've seen before of
Yeah.
like, all right, well, look at me, I'm missing my body. You're not scared? And then Al's like, what happened to your body?
What the fuck?
Yeah, you're a freak.
Ew.
What's it called? I love Barry the Chopper. I love the Chimeras for like how short they are, like how short-lived they are in this book. The
Oops.
I mean, this is in this book. This is in this volume.
It's not in this volume. They're all alive.
Fuck. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Well, I guess you don't know they're alive either. Actually, they get cut down.
I also really love Armstrong in this part because Armstrong's like, because the guy said one of the Chimeras.
Oh, before we get to that part, I love when Armstrong introduces himself to Teacher's husband.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's in this. This is one of the best scenes in this entire show.
Dude,
it's a meme upon meme on memes.
I love the what's it called when they go and it starts with Fear President King Bradley trying to like talk to him like, so I
heard your wife's alchemist, and then he's just saying prices of meat.
Yeah, and then he's like, let me handle
visibly
this.
more angry.
Yeah. And Armstrong's like, let me handle this. I'm going to use the persuasion technique that's been passed down from the Armstrong family for generations.
Takes off his clothes, first of all.
Yeah.
Then he flexes.
And then the other guy.
Husband's like, he looks visible and he just flexes his shirt off. And they're like,
And then they dap each other up out of respect. Which is so tough.
yeah, it's so good.
This is the best form of masculinity.
Oh, by the way, Al's been kidnapped. That's how that started.
Yeah. So what's interesting about this part is it plays out actually differently than the manga does. Than the anime does. In Brotherhood.
Right.
So when Ed fights Greed, the teacher is who comes in and interrupts their fight, not Bradley. But in the manga, that doesn't happen. So the teacher never comes back after leaving after meeting Greed. Whereas she interrupts the fight between Ed and Greed in the anime. So this played out so differently that I just was like, when is that going to happen? Doesn't. It's very.
I don't think Bradley interrupts this fight.
I can't remember how
just some
it
soldiers.
transitions. Okay, yeah, soldiers.
They just shoot. Greed's like, I'm gonna leave, and then he runs into Fear of President King Bradley in the sewer.
Yeah. Okay. So that it's different in the anime because the teacher interrupts, and she also knows how to beat Greed.
Give me a sec. I have to text my mom. I was gonna text her that I left, but she left her phone at home, so I couldn't.
Don't click off just yet. We'll be right back with more Full Metal Alchemist.
Only on Em and Weeb.
She interrupts the fight, and she also just knows how to beat Greed because Ed was yelling really loud about how to do it. That doesn't happen in the manga,
Which I like.
I like this better. I like this whole series of events.
One thing I want to point out is character growth with Al specifically. He was really easily swayed before, which I was very annoyed with. Sorry. But this time, when someone's like trying to sway him in a very similar way that Barry the Chopper did last time, he's like, "You're right," and then he fucking kicks his ass, and I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Oh yeah, when he's like, they're convincing him like, "Hey kid, you're old enough to make your own decisions," and he's like, "You're right." Starts kicking the shit out of him.
I've decided to kick your ass.
Yeah.
Kick the answers out of you.
I'm gonna make you tell me what I want to know. Listen here, motherfucker.
What's my doing?
My Diet Dr. Kelp. My Mr. Seaweed. What's it called? I really love the juxtaposition of Al and Ed in the situation where I feel like Al gets the opportunity to really meet and he really gets to know everybody in this story. Whereas Ed's role is a lot different, where Ed does make these connections, but I think people really gravitate toward Al due to how kind he is. That even Greed right away is starting to really like and respect Al. That he's genuinely like, "Hey man, I don't want to hurt you at all, actually."
We're doing business here.
Yeah. He's like, "You just tell me what I want to know." And
Reminds me of that Caleb City bit where they're like, "Rough him up, Bill," and then Al just kills them. He's like, "Woo! Just call your brother and we'll call it even."
Yeah. And I think what's really fun is
fucking love Caleb City.
and we'll have to talk about this next volume, but Al being so kind and willing would have bit them in the ass later. And so Ed's methods are different because he gets there and he's presented with the question of like, "Hey man, just tell us what we want to know. You guys will just leave. We'll never talk again. It'll be whatever." And Ed's like, "No, fuck that."
Fuck you.
Yeah. "You kidnapped my brother. I'm going to beat the fuck out of you." And then they fight and Ed gets his ass kicked for most of the fight.
How do I want to say this? Oh, we also meet, what's his face? Do we meet him here? Or no, we meet him after. Okay, never mind.
Are you talking about
yeah,
no.
His name, who's the name I forget. I have a problem with something later, and I'll have to remember it now. I really like when Al's like, "I'm not afraid of you. You can threaten me all you want. There's only one thing I'm afraid of," and there's like a boom sound effect. He's like, "And I'm pretty sure that's her." Damn. Fuck! I was hoping it'd be my brother.
I also love that she just goes in, she just kicks the shit out of everyone.
I like when she's outside. They're like, "I won't tell you nothing. What are you gonna do?" And she's like, "I'm gonna vomit blood on you." It's like, you.
That's literally the pink eye bit. The comedy in this is so funny too.
The thing is, it like doesn't draw you out of what's happening,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like it's a very delicate balance there. It's like a tightrope. You have like a tightrope, but not on the normal wire, like on a literal thread.
Mm-hmm.
Where if you go too far with the humor, you lose the seriousness. But if you never do any form of comedy, you're going to start losing yourself.
My thing is, I hear with Full Metal specifically that the biggest criticism is the comedy takes people out of it. And I just disagree. I've never disagreed harder on any take.
I feel like it's a sweet but my salty. I love it. It's perfectly meshed in a way that I'm like, yeah, this is how the character is. They're making jokes here because they know this isn't serious for them because they're fucking kicking ass.
Yeah. And it's also because Ed's also a kid, you know? And what I appreciate is that we start with Ed and Al's perspective, the child's view on this world and how they grow into people because the world fucking sucks and they have to, like, you know, really adapt to that. But characters like the teacher and Mustang are also really silly. And it shows that, like, they're people. People are silly. Even in these dire situations, like, we learn to laugh and we learn to find the humor in things, and that's human. And they have their moments of seriousness. Like, obviously, Mustang's not going to joke about Hughes. He's not going to joke about, like, the possibility of losing any of more of his comrades. But he'll fuck around and be coy to the thought of, like, oh, you know, all his dates and stuff. And it's human. And I think
I love that we get more elaborate information on his dates in this volume, or not this volume, but in this book.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this book is just, this volume is like specifically peak.
I think this has been my favorite session.
Yeah. So all the Chimera are very, what's the word? Fleshed out. Despite not saying much about themselves, they're like, hey, yeah, we're people. This is how we feel. This is how we are. We've come to terms with who we are. It feels like meeting a character when they're already done with their character arc, which makes sense, obviously.
Yeah.
It's hard to build character when you fucking die. But all these people, and you can tell that they're like, hey, Greed is greedy, but, like, he's also a homie. And I like that. I fucking love Greed.
It shows, and like you mentioned, characters that have already completed their arcs, but I also love the implied stories and their experiences together where they respect Greed. They see him as, like, a leader that they respect, and that implies that there's trust has been built. And for a character who's supposed to be very greedy and looks after himself only, the implication that they trust him and that the implication that they've built trust with him implies that he's not that one-dimensional.
I love, like I said, the way she writes villains is peak. Especially, like, Greed, because he's so... I actually do want to talk about this. This is something I've been thinking about a lot. I hate people who can't read more than one layer deep on anything. There are some media that is only one layer deep. 100 Girlfriends, for example, because, sorry, we just recorded that. I know that's months ago for you. It is very surface level. You don't have to think about that. That's why I read that when I'm trying to get into reading something deeper. Something like Full Metal, you have to be, like, reading. I know you love to talk about Naruto, the, like, weird parallel between Sasuke, the diverging paths that they take, and how they try to take similar paths and they fail because they are not the same people. You love to talk about that. Some people will never get that, and they'll think you're reading too far into it. And that is an issue. I'm going to talk about my favorite piece of media, not Steins Gate. Nier. The Nier series is so fucking good. But the main character of Nier Automata...
it's all right. Just kidding. I actually really like it, too.
The main character of Nier Automata, the game, not the anime, I guess also the anime, but who cares, is very stoic. She seems very emotionless, like a robot. Sorry, she's a robot. That's the joke. However, there are scenes where her personality is very inconsistent with what she says. And some people point this out. They're like, she's so fucking, like, emotionless. And sometimes she just doesn't listen to what she says. I'm like, wow. Really? Why might that be? But they're like, inconsistent character writing. And I'm like, no. Intentional character writing. There's a purpose to it. There's a reason why her words and her actions don't perfectly match up. And there's more with, like, the story and how there's deeper meanings to a lot of things. And people are like, I saw the twist coming, and I was like, that's it? And I was like, first of all, you saw the twist coming because it's called foreshadowing. And there's also, like, if I told someone who finished the game and who only saw things one-dimensionally, I was like, oh, this is a tale of nihilism. What do you do when there is no higher purpose for you? They'd be like, that didn't happen at all. And I'm like, and then I'd kill them because I'm a murderer. I murdered children. That's an old bit.
Yeah. It's fine. He already served his time.
I haven't talked to anyone who's played Nier Automata recently, so
I think you bring up Naruto, and I think my least favorite take is people who are like, oh, Naruto is about hard work, beating talent.
because it's not.
And it's not,
That's
because
just the Neji fight.
No, they bring that up with the Rock Lee fight. He lost.
Yeah, he did lose.
He lost that fight. And then Sasuke perfected his taijutsu with talent.
Yeah.
And my thing is, and Sasuke, I would argue, also worked very hard to get where he's at, because he's essentially the runt of the litter, because his brother is the one who's uber talented. Sasuke had to work really fucking hard to catch up.
If Itachi didn't have ninja cancer AIDS, he might be God himself. He could have beat Madara himself.
Yeah. And because because the Sharingan is broken as fuck, but Sasuke is realistically not the best one.
Yeah. He's also not that good at using it.
Yeah. He got good at it after taking Itachi's.
Not even then, he was kind of struggling.
He just had the Susanoo, and that's what was his fucking crutch. But I'd argue that I fucking love this about Naruto. Every time we see Sasuke's Sharingan evolve, it's always in just this integral part of his life, and this life-changing event is always when
usually when he hits a new low. Oh, sorry.
I saw a video of this homeless guy preaching inspirational speeches, but it was really doesn't make any fucking sense. And somebody said, "This is just Gurren Lagann." I said, "You're right." You're right.
Also, I hate you for replying, "We're missing blank's birthday," because I saw that in my calendar. I was like, "Why is that still there?" And I didn't bother messaging. I was like, "Oh, he's not gonna look at it." You were like, it was like that time I was trying to send you a picture of a manga panel, and there was a girl with huge ass tits in the corner of my screen because I was listening to a video with her in it.
It took me out. I remember that. That shit took me out. I was with Maya. How low can you go? Sorry. It's what's the joke? You know what I mean? What's the joke?
Sorry.
What's the funny?
You gotta fucking edit that. Edit you doing the voice acting, and at the very end, how low can you go?
Exactly. What's the joke?
Boy, that's taking me out, man.
Fuck, dude, we're gonna be delusional. We're fucking recording this.
Sorry, I don't think we explained this episode. We're recording this in a different day, late at night, because we're gonna be preoccupied tomorrow.
Yeah. Usually we record at 2 in the afternoon. We're gonna be finished at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
How low can you go? Because what was this?
I imagine you doing the limbo.
Yeah, but I couldn't go any lower. Sorry.
Sasuke hits new lows. That's when he his despair is what unlocks the Sharingan, essentially.
I was arguing with somebody because they were like, "Oh, Sasuke during the Naruto fight gets his Sharingan. He gets the mark, the third one, at a random ass time, and that's how he beats Naruto." And I said, "No, I think this is the moment where he really had to come to terms with the fact that he has to kill Naruto, and that truly broke his heart a little bit."
I don't disagree. However, I feel like what he was coming to terms with, that the only way he can beat Naruto is if he's willing to kill him. Mm-hmm. Because Naruto was coming at him with hands that he could not fuck with.
Yeah, there's no way at this point he's knocking out Naruto and not leaving it at that.
Yeah.
He has to kill Naruto. And at least at this point he thinks that.
And at that point he was not able. He would not have been able to without this last karma.
Mm-hmm. But I also think that Sasuke I think Sasuke is a character who's, the thing with Sasuke is that he is loving, and that is why his breaking point is so bad, because he truly had love for his brother. He's not good at showing it. He's very introverted. He's not an outgoing character, and he truly has love for Naruto, and he's not good at showing that. But the idea of killing Naruto is hard for him.
Except when he wants to show off his cool new move.
Yeah.
Come on, because that would have been sick.
Yeah. And you know, they're in that fight. They're talking. They're arguing, and they're being very vulnerable with each other.
And you see glimpses of it, like when he's like, "Is Kakashi here too?" And then it's what's his face? And he's like, "Oh, you." It's palpable. He's like anxious. He's like, "Oh, the whole team." He's like kind of like almost looking forward to it, and it's very subtle and it's very good. But some people, can't read between the lines.
Yeah. Or like how impactful it is that when Sasuke and Kakashi fight in Shippuden, the last time they saw each other was their heart-to-heart before he left the village.
Yeah.
That's the last time they see each other. Because Naruto and Sakura have seen him multiple times at that point. And it's like, oh, fuck. And Kakashi is feeling really shitty at that point. And there's just a lot about Naruto that we're doing it next, so...
Are we?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I got that volume box set.
Mm-hmm. Thankfully, I got volume 1 through 3.
9. You have through 9?
Right. Yes.
Stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I got to build that shelf by the time we start it.
Yeah.
I don't think... Well, you don't have the volume, so I guess that doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'll get them by the time we start.
Fuck. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Full Metal is one of those things where I think you have to read between the lines. I think it's a disservice not to.
I feel like Full Metal is actually one of those things where even if you don't read between the lines, you're enjoying what you're looking at.
Absolutely.
But you're missing out otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people think Nier is just a horny game even after they played it. And I was like, you did not. You played the game. You did not experience it.
Mm-hmm. I wish I could watch a show and just leave it at that. And more power to you if that's how you like to enjoy media. I'm not saying that you're wrong for that. But with me, I love the discussion around the media that I like, and I look forward to this podcast because I'm reading the book and I'm like, golly, this shit is so fucking good.
I love to dissect shit.
Mm-hmm. And
I also like to read books and talk about them.
Yeah.
I have a picture in my Google Photos of me and Cambria dissecting a shark in our AP bio class. That just it's still in there. I got like a bunch of photos. It's not just the only photo in there.
Yeah.
But it's there, and I'm like, what the fuck? She's like posing with the shark in some of them. I'm like, what the fuck are we on?
I remember our teacher got in trouble when I got the frog and I said, hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime girl.
Remember that time you told her you were going to get her daughter pregnant? Or you're going to have a baby with her daughter, rather?
Yeah, but like, I feel like we have to explain the context.
Or not. That sounds way better. Because
I didn't say that. She said that. Her daughter said that.
No, you said that in front of her.
No, her daughter said that.
Incorrect. I was there.
I was also there.
And you're wrong. My memory is better than yours.
Because I'm not that bold.
Yeah, but
Her
you're bold
daughter
enough to
is.
say it in front of her.
Her daughter said it.
No, that was you.
No, it wasn't. It was her. Because she's bold as fuck.
She's so cool.
She is.
She used to be my bully back in elementary school. She was like that one bully who would like bully me and then also try and talk to me. And I'm like,
So you
bipolar
to me?
ass. No, because I stopped being the bully and just been the friend. She was back and forth.
Damn. Both of our bullies were hot.
We were elementary schoolers, but whatever. They're hot now, I guess.
Yeah.
She's still in elementary school, man.
Yeah, so Full Metal Alchemist, I don't know how to pivot.
He got her
Full Metal-
pregnant.
Full
They
Metal
had a
Alchemist-
baby.
No.
We didn't explain the context like you wanted.
I'll cut it out. We
No.
explain it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. We were just doing some like more advanced like allele stuff with things that require more than one gene, specifically stuff like eyes and hair. And so she literally was like, "Hey, if you have any friends that are free during this period or have teachers willing to take them out, we need a lot of people for this gene class." And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get David. I'm gonna get Maya." And then they were, I think, was Maya there? I don't remember.
It was just me.
Yeah, I was about to say. So I had David get pulled out of class for this, and
How was it gonna go anyway?
yeah. So he was part of our class. He made babies. He made a baby with the teacher's daughter. who, I'm not going to lie, she's a great individual. Don't think she was batting averages with anyone in that class.
I'm surprised I passed AP Bio.
I'm not.
I am.
Some people
I got
were
a 4.
same. People were. I'm so like you. People being shocked that you got a 4. A little bit more understandable because
All
of
right.
the way you act in class. I'm sorry. You're surprised that you passed.
I know. My teacher pulls me aside. Everyone's leaving. She said, "David, I want to talk to you." I said, "Okay." "How'd you do it?" I said, "What?" "You cheated. How'd you do it?" I said, I didn't." She's like, "I'm not that good of a teacher."
It's during the practice exam, a lot of people cheated on their essays. And she was like, "I know you guys fucking cheated," swears and all. "I know you guys fucking cheated. None of you guys are smart enough to write like this." Like some of you cheated, looked up essays, came back to finish them and cheated. I'm not stupid. You think I'm fucking stupid? And I was like, "That's funny. I'm already done with my test." It wasn't me. Anyway, I also got a 4, and some people were like, "Oh, I got a 2." Some people were like, "I got a 3." And they're like, "Oh, so jealous." And they're like, "Oh, Esau, what'd you get?" Like a little bragging because there was a person got a 3. And I'm like, "Oh, I got a 4." And they went, "What the fuck?" Because I'm very smart. I'm also good at test taking, just individually. I'm also good at writing bullshit and making it sound great. I fooled
that's
David
what I did.
so many times.
He wrote these. This is wrong information. That didn't happen.
The amount of times I've said something to Davey, he goes, "Really?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "Why do you do that?"
I knew Ed didn't say wubba lubba dub dub.
Bazinga.
Bazinga. Dude. If you like gave me like a bootleg version of Naruto where Naruto just goes Bazinga!
I mean, we could make that.
Bazinga!
We can't make that.
Yeah, no. What's it called? So it was really funny because when I took the AP Bio test,
We're really losing our train of thought. By the
It's
way.
fine.
We've
It's
derailed and crashed.
it's fine. At the end of the day,
You're going to edit it all out?
No, at the end of the day, like, yeah, we came
Here's
here
the
for
thing,
Full
though.
Metal Alchemist, but
It's
the
end
real
of
Full
the day
Metal,
is the problem.
the Full Metal Alchemist is what we made, the friends we made along the way.
The suit we made along the way.
Yeah. So when the AP Bio, right, I took the test, I'm not a good student at all.
Yeah.
I think bio is kind of cool. I don't remember shit from that class.
I remember a lot. I took naps in my college course because the AP Bio was enough for me to do it.
Yeah. I actually didn't have to take biology.
I also didn't. I just also took it.
Yeah. So when I took the test, everybody was like, "All right, so what'd you get?" And no one even asked me. They were like 3, 3, 2. One girl got a 4, and then Miss Penny was like, "Oh, sorry." She was like,
We were doing so good.
We were. I'll edit it out. She was like, "Yeah, we actually got 2 4s." And then everybody was like, "Who was it? Who was it?" And then like I was like, "I did." And then nobody believed me. And then they were like, "Nah, for real. Like who was it?" And then she was like, No, it was David." Everybody was like, quiet. Looks at me. And I said, "Yeah, I don't know either, guys."
I think we either got 3 or 5 4s in my year. I don't remember. But I was obviously one of them. I think I was one of them. I was obviously one of them.
No 5s.
No 5s, 0 5s.
No 5, not a single 5.
Some guy went in there. He's like, "I think I'm gonna get a 5." He got a 2.
That's always how it goes.
Motherfucker, I think he went to not Harvard, Stanford.
Dude, AP tests are like so dog shit. They're like not even indicative of what college experience is.
Well, the AP classes aren't indicative of intro classes. They're not elective, major classes of those subjects. So this is like a second level, third level class that a person majoring in biology would take.
Even then, like I took AP government, right? And I was really into government classes when I was doing my shit. And there was not been a single class.
Took AP government.
Well, that's the easiest class that AP class.
That professor claimed that he was like, "Yeah, I taught in the state." I'm like, "Motherfucker, you do not teach like you taught at state."
Mm-mm. He also dates his students.
Yeah. Students.
It was one student.
He only cheated on his wife with that student, not any other one.
It was the one.
I feel so bad for his son in the class, and seeing the fact that his girlfriend that he cheated on his wife with comes to the class. And I was like, "What the fuck? You're here? His son with his ex-wife goes here."
Yeah. One of the chemistry teachers is actually a friend of.
Yes, I was actually going to bring him up.
Yeah, and I hate him. I hate the teacher. He was really cool. He's a cool guy, but teacher, his dad, dog shit teacher. But he plays the most beautiful saxophone.
He does. He pulls it out every once in a while.
He's so sad. Because he's such
somber,
a sad person. And like part of me doesn't care because he's such an asshole.
Yeah. Is it okay to say that he kind of also looks like a pedophile?
He looks like Peter Griffin.
I know what I said.
Yeah, that's fine. We don't know he's a pedophile.
Yeah, I'm just judging him on his looks. I'm being wrong.
Calls it as I sees it.
You also kind of look. He also kind of looks at like the students weird. So like
dude, our old friend.
Yeah. You don't need to.
No.
I'll figure it out.
No. She was in band with us. Small white girl. Friends with your ex.
Friends with my ex? Oh, okay. The one who beat you up.
Yeah. We were in karate class. She out loud said, "You're really sweaty."
I love her so much.
Because she's not trying to be a dick.
She's our Sakura, dude.
Yeah, truly, actually.
They don't know that means.
Yeah. But yeah, she was like, "You're really sweaty." I was like crying, laughing. I was like, "Why'd you say that?"
Wow, you guys took the same class together.
We did. Yeah.
Sorry, she's my age, so it's a little weird. But she's also blonde, so
you could take those classes also out of order.
I was making a she's dumb joke because she's blonde.
True. If you want to,
she's a dumb blonde.
If we want to, like, go into the bit, one time we were supposed to make a concoction and she didn't zero out the scale. So she put at least 12 more grams of zinc than what we were supposed to do. Shit exploded. We had to walk out of the class.
From the sound of it, she zeroed out the scale while something was on it.
Yeah.
Is what you meant to say.
Yeah. Point is, way too much zinc.
I love her.
Exploded. Dropped a hot, boiling water container. Because we were all hanging out. So we had two friends who were dating. And we were all hanging out at her house, right? I left because I was getting really tired of being there because they were just ignoring us. And you stayed the night. And you text me that morning saying, "I think they had sex while I was there."
Yes. There was a fourth friend with us, by the way. I wasn't just there with a couple.
I was the fourth friend.
No. Stupid was there. I'm just gonna call her that.
She was there? No. I don't think she was.
She was there because I would not have just hung out us four or us three. I would have just walked home.
Yeah, I don't know why you did.
I would have just walked home if it was us three.
I don't remember her being there though.
She was definitely there
because I remember it was us four. We were hanging out and it was super late, and I left. You might have already been asleep at that point, but I left, and you texted me that morning saying. I think they were having sex while I was in the room because you were sleeping on the floor,
as
and
always.
Then they were on the bed, and I think you told me like, "Oh, they're trying to be quiet. They're not very good at it."
I think you're conflating two things, because I that happened while it was me, them two, and Stupid. I feel so bad.
Did it happen multiple times?
My other ex, no, because I'm pretty sure it only happened once. I think I'm talking about a different time when a different friend of mine turned on the TV and then had sex in her boyfriend's room while I was
I remember that. I remember you telling me that.
And then I walked in because the movie was done and they were clearly gone.
I just they really distracted you with
the
TV to go fuck. I remember specifically you telling me because I don't remember her being there is the thing. 'Cause I remember it strictly being the four of us.
Yeah, but I wouldn't just
because I think she was in Oregon at that time.
No. I think it was when she came back. And she was living with her grandma.
Maybe. I don't remember, though. Point is, I think they fucked while you were in the room.
Yeah.
And I remember you telling me that.
They were at least doing things
and
while
I was like, that's
in the room.
fucking crazy. Like, you can't wait. You really have to fuck right now? Because it's not like there are a couple that, like, oh, they never have an opportunity.
They're fucking at every opportunity.
Like, they could easily just not fuck while you're you're there.
Ask me to go home.
Disrespect. It's like if you were sleeping on the floor and I started jacking off. It's actually the same. What's worse, in your opinion?
Jacking off, definitely. Because, like, that's not something, like... Because if I'm there, you're not getting in the mood because of that. If you're there with your significant other, and I'm like, okay, you're turned on by your significant other. What's turning you on while I'm here?
My phone. I have porn.
Yeah, but you have to go find that. Presumably.
Because I imagine
I stumbled on the porn and Esau's here.
I was on Reddit and then porn popped up and I was like,
That doesn't happen. That doesn't just happen.
I don't know.
I mean, you have porn on your Reddit.
Yeah, I do.
That's fair.
So my thing is like, right? No, you're right, and I agree. I 100% agree with you.
Okay,
but
good.
I think it's really funny to play devil's advocate for this. No, I don't even have a defense. No, you're right.
Yeah,
because like, why would you start checking off while your boy's there?
Some people are just that. They just need to do it, man. They're addicted.
Because there's the awkward like let's say you're like laying on the floor and you see my hand creep over to the lotion. You hear the tissue.
Ouch! That was a bit we did in the last video, so it's gonna be so disconnected.
And they seen that shit months ago.
Yeah. Anyway,
And that's if I left it in.
I think we should. Oh yeah, I think we should re-rail the conversation to Full Metal. I think we've reached the climax of that joke in every way, shape, and form.
Yow! Oh,
bro, I went balls to the wall with that impression. Greed's form is very unique.
I'm sorry. I totally forgot what we were doing. We were just talking about jacking off.
We were doing our old podcast, dude, where we were just talking.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm not.
Go on.
Anyway, I like Greed's form because Greed's unique out of all of the sins, where his form physically changes to represent his ultimate whatever. And it's sick. I guess Envy doesn't really count there if you think about it, because Envy just changes form. But this fight is super sick, and it shows the ingenuity that is Ed. He's not like a catch-all. He's like, from the first sight, I got this. But he figures it out after he's getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
And it makes sense, because he's like, oh, you got to be pulling this hardness from somewhere. And he's like, okay, what's the thing you can make the hardest thing out of? And like, okay, carbon. All right, just, alchemy some carbon away.
I love too. He's like, you should have told me you were similar to humans, idiot.
Fucking dumb shit.
You're an idiot. So I'm a little lightheaded from laughing.
Same.
What's it called?
I'm a little delirious.
I think this is one of my favorite fights from Full Metal.
Yeah, because it shows Ed's ingenuity, and it shows Greed's overwhelming power that he has.
Like Ed would be the person who gets around this type of like battle.
That being said, I don't like the way Bradley does it. I'm gonna be honest.
He's so speed.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, cool. That's so cool. Wow.
Yeah, because my thing is like Ed figuring it out, and I guess it's showing how fucking much of a beast Bradley is.
Yeah,
because we were able to see Ed.
His name is Fear President King Bradley.
I'm sorry.
Like, no, I'm not correcting you.
No, you are. Fear President King Bradley is a fucking beast.
But like, we don't need to be shown that. We know.
Yeah,
he committed genocide. We know.
He went beast mode.
Yeah,
Mr. Beast.
But but there are also moments when like Greed could have just hardened up while they're fighting. And I'm like, he's fast, but like, why is he that fast if his special power is his eye?
Yeah. And like, well, my thing is also like, while he kind of, actually, this is a spoiler, never mind. No, I think the Ed bringing up like, yeah, you have limitations to your thing was to also set up for Bradley. And I think it's cool that they show how Ed gets around it. But also, I think it is kind of boring how Bradley's like, I'm speed.
I'm just so fucking fast.
So fucking fast and cool.
Look how fucking fast I am.
But it's also not out of nowhere. They show it in Ed's
tutorial,
alchemy exam. So it's like, I don't know. Again, I agree. We don't have to be shown again.
Yeah.
but it's kind of boring, and it's not bad.
It's just a weird catch-all in my opinion, because Bradley's so fucking old.
Yeah,
but I feel like, what do I feel like? I feel like if Bradley just used his intelligence to like catch him off guard, he's like, oh, if I leave the sword in, you're not gonna harden there, so I can just keep attacking while this sword is in. Like, that would have been a bit better. This is where the writing isn't bad. This is like not bad. This is like, oh, it could have been 100, but now it's just a 99.
Yeah,
type of thing.
Yeah, my thing is like, they show, everyone's telling us that he's this like brilliant leader, tactician.
Yeah,
show us that, you know. And again, like you mentioned, not bad. Just
yeah,
it could be better.
Not even better, just different. I just kind of wished it was a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, let's talk about the good parts. They do foreshadow that he's crazy fast.
Yeah.
Because of his eye, he's able to grasp movements that we wouldn't, so he's able to react much faster. Those are all understandable things that do lead well to this. I just wish that, because like, he doesn't have to harden from one position to another. He shows that he hardens different parts of him at different times.
Yeah.
Especially when he's fighting teacher. He just hardens his cheek.
Yeah. Breaks her hand. It was fucking sick.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't talk about that. She throws a punch and she fucking breaks her hand on his face.
And she's like, I'm fine.
Yeah. But I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Also, why did he bother unshielding?
Yeah.
At all.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm just thinking about things like, or like 99 could have been 100. Getting Ed out of the story,
the girlfriends,
was very quick. Getting Ed out of the story for a while to make this happen was very quick and kind of out of nowhere. It's just randomly like, oh no, my evaluation, I have to go to headquarters for a little bit.
I feel like it's not to get Ed out of it. I feel like it's to drag Bradley in.
Yeah, and yeah. But that's also independent of Al getting kidnapped.
Yeah.
But to bring Bradley in was it was cool how that really came to be.
Yeah.
But I think to get Ed out of the picture so that Al can kind of go on this little story, how quick it was, and it's not bad again, but it just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I also would believe that Ed would be like, oh fuck, I have to go to.
This feels like a stream of consciousness, right? Rather than a, hey, this is a predetermined story spine.
Mm-hmm. Had the whole story been written like that, I wouldn't bat an eye.
Yeah.
But because everything else is so tight,
yeah,
that's why I notice it. So I don't know. It just stood out to me.
It felt like something else was written here, and they were like, "This isn't good. Let me write it better." And it was just like a puzzle piece that was like, "Hey, I cut this to shape perfectly, but it clearly wasn't manufactured this way."
Yeah,
that's what it feels like.
And again,
it fits. Bad. It looks good.
Yeah,
but it feels like, that's a little weird.
Yeah. But
that being said,
I enjoyed it.
Fuck, I love Greed so fucking much.
Honestly, I can't wait to talk about the next stuff.
Yeah, honestly, let's stop waiting. We talked a lot.
Yeah,
we shouldn't record this late because we just go.
It's funny at least.
I hope. I can't wait for you to like edit this and be like, oh no, shit. Why did we talk about sex so much? Youch, that's not funny.
It's really funny.
And then we go bazinga and you laugh.
Yeah. Sorry, this is a random tangent. Have you seen the Ned's Declassified podcast?
No.
So did you watch Ned's Declassified when you were younger?
I did. Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
Yeah. So the main cast made a podcast talking about the glory days, and I guess the girl who plays Mo, she was telling a story. She was like, yeah, like I'm not even fucking around. Everyone was just sucking and fucking her. The cast of like the children. She's like, because I guess her and Ned dated, and she was like telling a story like, yeah, I gave you your first blowjob, and I was like, what the fuck are we talking about?
That's wild.
It's crazy. I was like, what the fuck are we doing? I came here to learn about the show. And then somebody made like a fucking TikTok of like POV or on the set of Ned's Declassified, and in the background you just hear someone just getting fucked crazy. It's like, what the fuck? it was really funny, but I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
These are children. When they were children. How old were they when they were recording this?
They're recording this as fucking adults.
No, that's declassified.
They were like fucking
Hope they're talking
teenagers,
about
like
yeah, that's
really
what I'm
teenagers.
like, yeah,
But them telling those stories is so fucking weird.
100 boyfriends. We really, really, really like to suck and fuck. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. This has been Full Metal Alchemist. Is there anything else you wanted to add before we fucking stop this?
Let us know in the comments. Bye.
Bye.